Why some people seem to have nearly magnetic presence has always fascinated me. As they enter a room, everyone turns to face them. Though they say nothing, their impact, confidence, and charm are unmistakable. If I told you that studying a few fundamental psychological tactics might give you that same capacity, tactics so subtle yet so strong they will not only make you distinctive, but also force you to be reckoned with. Today, we will review 6 psychology strategies that will make you dangerous in the best of possible terms. Consider this, though, before we get into the specifics. How different would your life be if you could just barely raise a finger and attract attention, persuade others and get them to believe you? Sounds robust, then? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's investigate these 6 approaches and learn how to apply them in your daily contacts. 1. Mirror their actions. Imagine yourself speaking with someone and, without even realizing it, you are subtly replicating their movements. Maybe they cross their arms, then a few seconds later you too do. You follow their somewhat inclined head tilt. One of the most successful ways to build rapport with any person is mirroring. But why then does it work? Those who are like others draw people naturally. Mirroring conduct of others creates familiarity and an easy connection. They start to consider this individual gets me in their minds. They interact with me in my frequency. By then, confidence starts to grow. Imagine attending a networking event surrounded by absolute strangers. You see someone you wish to contact, but instead of acting straightforward with your own goal, you stop to think about their body behavior. You begin to match their actions and stance as they talk. Before you know it, they are leaning in, engaged, and at ease conversing to you. You seem to know each other for years from this simple technique. This is not about imitation right now. It has to do with nuance. You want not to see every movement exactly as in a mirror. Instead, observe small gestures, crossed legs, a nod, even how they hold their drink. This will let the person ahead of you know you are in sync. 2. Name dropping. Has it ever occurred that hearing your name in a conversation makes you noticeable and valuable? That is so because our names really have significant personal relevance. Using your name sets your brain to respond favorably emotionally. This makes name dropping, when done purposefully, a very helpful strategy. Still, there is art involved in it. Regular name dropping of another person could come off as dishonest or manipulative. However, it enhances the relationship when you bring their name into conversation at turning points. It shows your participation and your perspective of them is different. Instead of just another person among the crowd, imagine then that you are bargaining. You are discussing language, hence tensions could be really severe. Just stopping, staring the other person in the eye, mentioning their name before launching a large argument will help you to instantly relax. Their brain flashes and they are more likely to feel personally linked to what you are saying when you know their name. In business, as much as in personal settings, this scheme is quite successful. Whether your objective is to win over a customer, build a new acquaintance, or even connect on a deeper level, using their name at the right time can make all the difference. 3. Strategic pausing. There is now a tip that will enable you to seem to be constantly more powerful and directive. Simple, but most people overlook strategic pauses entirely. Think of it this way. Filling the silence is the natural flow in a presentation or conversation. Though in theory quiet might be your friend, humans usually find pauses embarrassing. Pausing before you make a big point not only builds excitement, but also gives the other person time to process what you just said. It shows enough confidence to let the moment linger and underline your control. Imagine yourself in a big conference or a debate. You stop, not rushing through your points, just before presenting the knockout case. The room closes, eyes lock on you, then you start your line. 10 times the effect if you had just handed it off without stopping. Pauses create expectation and give the listener time to think about topics. It stresses even greater relevance and depth whatever comes next. Therefore, keep in mind the silence speaks. More than words ever could the next time you are in a speech or a conversation. 4. Genuine smiles. As everyone knows, a smile can go a lot of distance. Still, a sincere smile is not like a polite one. People know when you smile for appearances rather than when you really feel warmth and delight. Even the most guarded person can be disarmed with a real smile, the kind you see here. Psychologically, actual smiles start a positive reaction in the brain. They enable others to let go and open to anything you say, like you cutting off their defenses with a switch. Say you are meeting someone for the first time and instinctively start to grin. They are more inclined to interact with you sincerely and trusting right away. It defines the general character of the interaction. Studies actually show that persons who smile often come out as more likable, dependable, and competent. Still, true sincerity is really vital. Easy to see and quite detrimental, fake grins can lead to perceived dishonesty. Start with a real smile the next time you want to build rapport or diffuse a challenging situation. 5. Observe body language. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where something just seemed odd? The person can be saying all the right things, even if their appearance presents a somewhat different story. Maybe they are nodding, but their arms are tightly crossed. Or they agree with you, but their eyes dart around the room. Although we are taught to concentrate on words, often the body language, the unspoken language, offers the most accurate picture of what is really going on. Imagine now that during your job interview, the interviewer is answering respectfully. You see their legs crossed, and they are partially leaning away from you, even though they seem interested and smile at the right times. This could be discreetly suggesting either apathy or grief. If you're not tuned in to this subtle cue, you can keep talking without recognizing. You could be re-engaging or addressing their concern. You have a wonderful tool at hand if you learn to read body language. It indicates volumes. Actually, studies show that between 70 and 93% of our communication is nonverbal. This is essentially like learning a new language that will significantly improve your contacts both personally and professionally. Let's break it out. Thanking negative body language. Negative body language gets clearer the more you practice noticing it, even though it's not always obviously clear-cut. Look at crossed arms, for instance. This behavior can show defensiveness, or discomfort even, if the person is smiling and agreeing with you orally. On the other hand, if one avoids eye contact or keeps their feet constantly shifting, one may be disengaging, uncomfortable, or anxious. Learning these indications helps you to rapidly change your approach. If you are trying to make a point and notice the other person's crossed arms, ask a clarifying question or soothe them to softly change the subject. It's like negotiating a conversation with an extra sense one that offers insights outside what's being said. Good interpretive meaning and body language. On the other hand, mastering good body language will enable one to be confident. The person is entirely engaged and interested. If someone shows open arms, a relaxed posture, and persistent eye contact, that individual is open to your ideas and comfortable. Lean in a discussion to show that you are attentive and dedicated in what you have to contribute. Imagine yourself storytelling at a dinner party. One individual starts to slink in, staring at you and nodding now and then just occasionally. They detect excellent signal in this. Their body language appears nearly shouting, "Keep going. I'm captivated." The secret is to mirror this positive body language silently. Should they slink in, you can likewise slink in considerably. If they relax, you can straighten your back. Your deeds help to strengthen that connection. People draw toward those who seem to be in sync with them. This helps greatly to establish rapport. How could you advantageously apply body language? Understanding body language will enable you to also send the relevant signals. See someone your confidence speaks to? Instead of wriggling, stand tall with your hands at your sides and your shoulders back. Want to seem more approachable? Keep open body language and crossed arms, a nice grin, eye contact. Say you are presenting at work and terrified. Instead of letting your anxiety control you, you deliberately radiate confidence crossing your arms, avoiding eye contact or fidgeting. You stand tall, use purposeful hand motions, keep constant eye contact with your audience. Even if you feel nervous inside, your body language is conveying calm authority, which will make others view you as more confident and competent. It's like a superpower. Your sheer physical presence shapes others' impressions of you, the last learning opportunity, not merely a companion for a conversation. Body language is the subtle undercurrent guiding human interaction. Once you begin to pay close attention to it, you might bargain, converse, and mingle with even more insight. You will know when to pull back, when to adjust your approach, and when to go forward. The nicest thing is also you will be in charge without ever having to speak a word. 6. Project Calm Confidence. The person who always tries to control the conversation, speaks louder and faster to make their point, or the person who sits back, listens carefully, and speaks with controlled calmness? Who do you find most intriguing? Like most people, yours is the later. There is a certain magnetic appeal to calm confidence. It merely calls for attention. It does not scream for it. Imagine yourself walking into a high-stakes conference. Everyone around you is rapidly turning over notes, trying to highlight their ideas and conversing fast. You, though, before you even say a word, you softly enter, find a seat, and let the vibrancy of the room relax you. When you do speak at last, it is obviously and purposefully focused. People halt immediately from that comfortable assurance and pay attentively. Projecting calm assurance has immense power. It separates you not in terms of loudness, but rather in terms of control. You get rather skilled at this by following these steps. Why does calm confidence work so brilliantly? Those that seem unquestionable draw people naturally. In a society of noise, diversions, and anxiety, someone who exudes calm becomes a beacon of consistency. Projecting calm certainty tells everyone around, you can handle whatsoever comes your way. I have this. It's like telling the world, you have nothing to worry about. Think back on the last time you felt under pressure, maybe. A quarrel with a friend or a strict deadline at your workplace? Did the calm people look more in control? Or did the ones who panicked help resolve the problem? Most likely it was the calm, confident ones who offered hope that things would turn around. Non-reactivity's force. Calm confidence also involves not responding. Your reaction to someone pushing you or misdirected throws will make all the difference. Someone who replies emotionally, that is, by becoming defensive or angry, loses credibility immediately. On the other hand, the person who pauses, breaths, and responds purposefully seems to be rather more strong. Suppose you are in a heated argument. Trying to generate a reaction, the other person yells. You stop, inhale deeply, and respond coolly instead of in line with their passion. Their surprise comes from the peaceful moment. You show them your control even if they are expecting a fight. Ignoring emotional reactions will have just shifted the focus of the debate in your benefit. Learning the slowness art in speaking. One of the easiest ways to project calm assurance is by speaking slowly. Your inclination could be to race through your words, speaking to fill every moment and prevent unpleasant silences when you're nervous or doubtful. Confident people know, though, that silence can be really powerful. Not rushing to occupy the space, they let their words linger so others may have time to absorb them. Think about it. You are presenting, and instead of rushing through your ideas, you slow down. You let every fundamental concept to settle in following one another. Everyone in the quiet room is fixed on you. Speaking intentionally and slowly enables you to show your worth of what you are saying and your influence over the conversation. Stay grounded in high-pressure situations. In really demanding situations, calm assurance really comes through. Keeping grounded will make all the difference in a public speaking event, a difficult conversation, or a job interview. You may start this by focusing especially on your breathing. Slow, deep breaths signal your body and brain you are in charge even if you are nervous inside. Try this the next time you find yourself under challenging conditions. Breath deeply before talking. Ground your feet very firmly under you. Imagine your breath trapped in the middle of a tempest. Speak softly now. Steer clear of rushing to cover the pause. You will feel more in control, but others will also pick up your confidence. Calm confidence basically has quiet force. At the end of the day, calm confidence mostly comes from believing oneself. It's not about being the most boisterous or obnoxious person in the room. It's about understanding you simply have to be yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. People will always gravitate toward you when you radiate this kind of quiet, unqualified confidence. They will believe your judgment, pay greater attention, and value your suggestions. Therefore, remember that your best friend is calm confidence. Whether you are establishing first impressions, handling a challenging conversation, or approaching a job interview, it displays your control, and that is a terrifying ability to have. And now you have 6 psychological strategies to make you dangerous in the finest of possible terms. These little adjustments in how you approach others can have a significant impact on your relationships, career, and even personal growth, from matching behavior to displaying calm confidence. Said differently, thank you for watching. Until next